Welcome back, everyone. Now we move on to another interesting session, keynote session. And this will be taken by another wonderful lady who has a passion to help people. Welcome back, everyone. She is a medical doctor and beauty and health consultant from Kluang, Johor, and has a passion for travel. She is deeply pained to see numerous individuals suffering from preventable health complications due to ignorance and lack of awareness, leading eventually to diminished quality of life. She's committed to helping more people transform their lives, guiding them towards healthier and happier living. And this evening, she'll bring to us a title, From Fat to Fit, Enhancing Your Current State to Achieve a Healthier and Happier You. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Kim Ying, From Fat to Fit. From Fat to Fit. Kim Ying, over to you.
Happiness is the highest form of health. Happiness will only come when we live healthy and fit. But today, we live in a world where we value things more than people, work more than family, delicious food more than health, and status more than life. Dear Toastmasters, do you have such issues like hypertension, diabetes, or high cholesterol? Or are you obese? Or are you overweight? Or are you on any medications currently? So, do you want to solve this problem? Do you want to overhaul your health? But first, let us understand the root cause of your problem and start to tackle them one by one. So how strong is your desire to stop your medications if you are on one? How strong is your desire to get healthy? And how strong is your desire to get a better body shape? Fat to fit. Fat, we have seen a lot of fatty people outside. Whenever we go for meetings, whenever we attend any corporate business, or wherever we're outside eating our meals, fast food places, or any other places. So let me ask you, what kind of body shape that you want? Do you want to get a better body shape, a fitter you? Do you want to improve your health? Even newspapers have mentioned that overweight kids have shorter lifespans compared to their parents. So how this is everything comes from the food that we take over the years, accumulations of food that over the years. Food are very healthy. Food are very delicious, but they are also harmful if we taken in very large sugar. So from these pictures, which kind of body shape that you want? Do you wish for better body shape? Do you wish to get a fitter you? In Johor, I have a lot of delicacies. I have a satay, nasi lemak, and I even have a fast food. Everything that you name it, they look very delicious. They look very yummy. But do you know, we only need 20 grams of fat per day. Pizza itself already give you 10 grams of fat. Whopper burger already give you 13 grams of fat. 100 grams of French fries already give you 15 grams of fat. So if you look back what you took in the morning for your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner, how much calorie have you consumed just for today? You look at today, just for today. So what is the true problem? All this food that we took that caused us to have our weight increasing more and more because of the fat accumulation over our outside of our body and inside of our organs, overlapping the organs. They are very harmful. So when you consume these foods in large amount without considering healthy meals, balanced meal, then when you weigh, you put yourself on a weighing machine and you weigh your weight. When you divide by your height, then you get your body mass index. If your body mass index is more than 24.9, is more than 25, you are overweight. Another machine that we can use to weigh our fat, which is more accurate rather than using the BMI, is the machine where we have handheld machine which can calibrate your body fat and also your visceral fat and your muscle mass. This is more accurate compared to just calculate the weight alone. Because by weighing weight alone, you have composition of water, bone, fat, and muscle all together. So slowly and slowly, when you took all these delicious food every day without considering your health, because they are too delicious, people said, I cannot live without a delicious food. Hence, you will get this, when you get obese, you will get this glucose intolerance, you will get high cholesterol, you will get your artery, you will get deposition of fat inside your blood vessels, you will get hypertension, you will get blood disorder, and so on and so forth. So this is just an example of how it happened when the cholesterol building a plaque inside your vessels, then slowly it will cause heart attack. So most of the time, where those didn't take care of their amount of food, pay attention to their food, and slowly, when you know a patient get heart attack, it's because this happened. Others are, sometimes people will get blurry vision, then it's because you have a retina hemorrhage or edema. There's the blood vessels inside your eyes, it's ruptured because of the hypertension. Your BP is too high. Okay? That's how it will happen. So other complications of your hypertension, diabetes, of your high cholesterol is the kidney failure. So slowly and slowly, your toxin build up in your body because your kidney are unable to excrete the toxin inside your body out by urine. So slowly, you will get swelling, you will get fatigueness, you're very tired, you're having persistent nausea, persistent vomiting, very confused. Then no appetite to eat, cramping everywhere, hand cramping, leg cramping, skin very dry, and keep going to toilet to pee. So everything comes from your food. When you have a high-fat food, high-fat diet, because of all these oily food, of course you will have excess energy. So when you have excess energy, then slowly, if you didn't use the calories, like if you didn't use the calorie everything, then it will deposit inside your body, and it will cause low-grade inflammation. What does it mean? Your body will have a constant production of inflammation. It's a very chronic over the times. Then slowly it will build up to, become very hazardous to your body, and also slowly your cancer will build up as well. So if you're taking dietary fibers, which is a non-digestible carbohydrates, it will absorb some energy, then supply your gut, Then subsequently, it will become a short chain fatty acid. Then you go to your liver, it will synthesize into lipid, which is fat. Then subsequently, it will store inside your fat, okay? If you are taking high-fat diet with low fibers, like less vegetables, less fruits, so it will change your gut microflora. Then it will absorb inside your small bowels, and then it will invite these macrophages, which is another like toxin in your body. Then it will give inflammation. It will give inflammation to your liver. Liver will deposit all these fats, and it will also give inflammations. The toxin will deposit inside your fat, and also it will deposit in your muscles. Then you will have less sensitivity to insulin. That's why you will be having diabetes. So all these contribute become a metabolic syndrome. Okay, metabolic syndrome, slowly this will cause you to have hypertension. It will cause you to have cancer, to have heart disease, then dementia, PCOS, where it happens in a lady where excessive weight cause hormonal imbalance, then will cause fatty liver, high cholesterol, and also diabetes mellitus. So actually, there are two kinds of fats. Fats overlying, fats underneath the skin, which is we call subcutaneous fat, and the fat inside the organ, which called visceral fat. So subcutaneous fat we can see. Just give example, around tummy. Those with a very big tummy is easiest way to identify if a person have high visceral fat or high risk of health. Sorry, high subcutaneous fat, yeah. So those with high visceral fat, normally, how do you see it? By measurement with the machine that I've shown in previous slides. So why is a high visceral fat is very, very dangerous? If we have high level of visceral fat, it will cover the layers over your heart, and then slowly it will cause heart attack because of the fat deposit in your blood vessels will slowly occlude your blood vessels, and slowly when you occlude 3 main branch of blood vessels, then you will have heart attack. Then the fat deposit in your liver, overlying the liver. When the fat overlying the liver, normally it's accessible by ultrasound scan. Scan your abdomen, then you will get a fatty liver. When you have this deposit of fat onto your liver, slowly, the liver cells will lose the function and become liver cirrhosis. If the liver cells will shrink and then lost its function. So that's why I say weight doesn't necessarily determine a person fit or not fit, because weight is composed of your water, bone, your muscle, your fat, overall together. If you see a 55 years old lady versus overweight lady, not overweight, see the size of the body, the left and the right. Which one do you want? Which type of body shape do you want? You want the left side or you want the right side? Whereas where you see the male, the left side 72 kilo and the right side 72 kilo. Which type of body shape that you want? So if you just based on weight alone, it doesn't determine whether you are fit or you are unfit, because you didn't measure your subcutaneous fat and also your visceral fat. So 2 kilo of fat is actually quite a lot compared to 2 kilo of muscle. So the root cause is you have to build up your muscle and lose your fat. That's how you increase your metabolism. That's how your metabolism normalizes. And that's how that's the way to become fitter. So how it goes. by first, well, only have three. I only have three solutions. First, balanced meal that we took in our daily lives. Okay, balanced meal we have, for example, on your plate, which I show the examples on the plates. You will have small portions of rice. For example, if you go out and eat in a restaurant, they like to use the cup, the cup. Then you can take 3/4 or half of the rice. Then you must have protein. You will have meat and non-meat protein. Then you will have fibers, vegetables, fruits, 40% of fruits, fibers, and also 10% of fat. All right, so these are the examples that I actually do one-to-one consultations to help those people in need who have the desire to improve their lives, who have the desire to get themselves better and overhaul their health. Okay, so our food actually we have divided into low glycemic index food, medium glycemic index food, and also high glycemic index food. So the green color is the most healthiest, right? We have to pick the low glycemic index food. If your meal have high glycemic index food, which is more than 70 and above, you should have in minimum amount, not in large amount. So another second way is to exercise. There are many types of exercise. Either you can go jogging, or either you can do exercise at home. All these are very simple exercise. If you don't like to, if it's raining season outside, you can do abs training or training your leg muscles just at home. Some people who are overweight, they cannot go for jogging or they cannot go for strenuous exercise because their knee joint couldn't withstand the amount of weight. Then because it will always cause the knee pain. When they have knee pain, they will refuse to walk or they will refuse to move because of the pain. So what you can do is you can do exercise at home. As easy as that. Exercise 1 week, 3 times a day, around 30 minutes to 1 hour each time.
3 times a day.
Sorry, 3 times a week. 3 times a week. So this is my story. I was obese. I noticed I was overweight in 2020. No one told me that I was overweight or obese. I noticed it when my friend actually posted her wedding picture in Facebook. So when I see the picture, I was actually shocked to see that, oh, I'm this fat. So it was in January 2020, right before COVID season. It's already been COVID seasons before. It's already before COVID seasons when everyone have to be quarantined at home. Not quarantined at home. Have to stay at home. So this is before COVID season. I already overweight. Already big size already. Because of the stress at work. Even though we are medical doctors, we have stress at work. We have keep on calls days and night, every day, maybe every other day. So sometimes all these contribute to health issues. Never knew that I have these issues until I personally realized it myself. And then out of blue, someone did come and approach me on some way of health management. So after that, after I changed myself, I improved everything. Then I found out that it's time for me to help more people out there. I'm Kim Ying. I'm your personal health coach. Thank you.
Let's give Kimmy a round of applause. I certainly benefited from your health awareness. It certainly gives us a reminder to ourselves to remain healthy so that you're not even happy, but you are also making yourself be able to do more things that you like to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, now is questions Q&A. Would you want to ask Kim Ying any questions?
Yes, I will start first. Kim Ying, all the unhealthy food that you display on the screen, they are all my favorite food. I was really counting down to go to Malaysia to save to eat them like nobody business. And you put it in front of me and telling me it's really bad for me. Yes. So somebody who have craving, is there a way to stop it? At least reduce it?
You know, there's a step where you can order a lot of food and remember to invite your friends. Everyone share, then everyone take minimum only. It's how you reduce your calorie intake. You share your food, but then you're able to taste all the delicacies, right?
So Jane Ting and Renko, get ready.
Don't mind.
Yeah. And I have always heard about this. People say, especially the old folks say, don't eat too much eggs because eggs will create cholesterol. Is this a myth or what?
It's actually true. The yolk will cause you to have high cholesterol. That's why we maximize only 2 eggs per day. Not more than that.
That's another problem. I love fried egg. I love boiled egg. I love salted egg.
Fried egg have more calorie compared to boiled egg. So if you like, then take boiled egg.
I have one last question. I have many questions. I wrote a list of questions to your presentation. Thank you for that. It's really, really informative. And also at the same time, it's very provoking for me. You talk about retinal hemorrhage and edema. Are they reversible or is it permanent?
It's a permanent.
That's it.
If it happens, then you will get the blurry of vision. It will improve, but it will not completely improve. By giving the medication for your eye, it just will improve your symptoms of the blurring of vision. But you will still get the blurring of vision, but then you won't completely 100% improve because it's your complications of your diabetes, hypertension, and all that. Yeah. So to prevent the retinal edema or hemorrhage because of this complication, you just have to prevent this diabetes, hypertension from happening.
That's scary. That's scary. That's the thing that I think about this one. That's where I start to say, okay, let's forget about the yummy food I'm looking forward to eat. And that's where something that I need to have hammer on my head because I'm still thinking about great food, nasi lemak, otak, all those food. All right, thank you very much for that sharing. Really appreciate it. Now I am going to pass it back to the rest of the floor.
Yeah.
Is that me? Okay. So Kim Ying, very interesting. I would like to ask, like, I like eggs, but I don't eat eggs very regularly. Basically, I only eat it when I go to stay at hotels for the breakfast. But when I eat, then I eat a lot at once. Is that okay to do it like that? And then, maybe a month or two, I don't eat eggs. Then I would eat maybe 2 or 3 or 4 for a few days in a row. Because I generally don't.
I get what you mean. But it's not advisable.
It's not advisable to shock the system.
Yeah. It's that you are overloading yourself with eggs, with protein.
So it's not good to do it at any point. So I guess the moderation would be better than abstinence and then what do you call it? Gorging. Right?
Yes,
The-
in
it-
moderation.
Yeah, in moderation.
Because
Okay.
if you consume too much in a go, whereas in like later days you did abstinence from eggs, the amount of protein that you took, if you didn't use it up, it will turn into fat as well.
Okay.
So what
Yeah.
about if I only eat the egg white, not the egg yolk?
Okay, it's okay also.
So egg white is better than egg yolk.
Yeah, people say because egg yolk is contribute to your high cholesterol, but I like egg yolk.
Yeah, it's the tasty part. And if you don't eat that much of that kind of protein, and then you eat like once a day, is that okay or is it not advisable?
You mean intermittent? Yeah, are you doing intermittent fasting?
Yeah, intermittent and alternate.
Intermittent fasting. Okay. Some people do. It's actually for me. It's better to like have a daily normal meals lah. But people do intermittent fasting because for religion purpose, etc. So that is
Yeah, yeah.
unavoidable. Yeah. But I would say just have a normal balanced meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna argue with that because I've been doing intermittent for many years, and I think that's what kept me healthy. I guess my last question is this. You know, I don't see doctors, but I see TCM doctor, right? You know, traditional Chinese medicine doctor, right? And so that's where I get my health report from. And they do like iridology, so they can see what illnesses and stuff like that, right? And I do what they call like detox, blood detox. Do you know what that mean? You know, they take the blood, but first they do acupressure on the feet to get the toxin to go into the bloodstream, and then they take the blood out. And then usually, you know, like the blood would be very dark because it's toxic. It's not the one that you can give to people for donation, blood donation, right? So, so I've been doing that for some time, and my blood kept getting lighter and lighter. So it's not as thick and as dark. Okay. And what is interesting was I actually turned from vegan to meat eater.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
I also not really watching what I eat. So well, I guess relative for me, I ate meat, I ate, you know, like sometimes peanut, well, I mean, not sometimes, I eat peanuts almost every day. But then, you know, like I also drink a lot of water and a lot of vegetables. So my vegetable intake is probably about similar to my like meat or, you know, protein or carb intake. And what I found out that, you know, the blood quality is actually getting better and better. I don't know how you explain that. I mean, also, of course, I work on the emotions as well. So, so I don't have much stress, you know, like, I mean, I'm releasing a lot of, you know, stressful emotions. So my question is how do you see this? Do you know, share that, or is it something that yeah, I'm just curious on your perception or your opinion on this.
Okay, one question. Do you do medical blood checkup?
No.
No. So it's basically more towards TCM.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
They can tell me anything that I have. So let's say they would say, you got a lot of cholesterol. And of course, I've probably been eating a lot of fried food. And then when I reduce that it also shows in my eyes. And I don't see doctors, Kim Ying, so sorry about that.
It's okay, it's okay. Maybe you believe traditional medicine more than the Western
Yeah,
medicine.
and I'm very healthy also.
Let me share my opinion, right?
Okay.
Because I study medicine, so I'm more towards Western medicine. So Western medicine more to evidence-based. We look at evidence. Yeah, we don't, TCM for me is more to experience, more to their experience than what they learn from, their experience from what they see clinically. Like how they see you, then they will judge you from their experience. It's like, they learn from this sensei, this is, I didn't say TCM is not good, but from Western medicine, we're actually more towards evidence-based. So we actually will look at the blood investigations, your cholesterol and all that. Of course, when the TCM they release your blood is dark blood, it's because it's from your venous blood. Venous blood, of course, is dark. It is dark. If it's a very red blood, then it's from the arterial blood. Okay.
But how do you explain the differences? Because when I first started doing this, it was very dark. And then it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. And then I realized that, when I change my lifestyle or my eating style, there's still actually the quality is getting better because they test the blood, right? They test the blood. I mean, it's not that they didn't test the blood. They test the blood.
Oh, they got test the blood to check for the, the renal profile, to check for the kidney function, everything.
Something like that. I mean, not as thorough, but like the blood. I mean, sorry, the blood sugar. And
blood sugar.
I'm not very familiar with medical terms, almost like ignorant. but if you talk about evidence-based, I think I'm a very healthy person. Sorry, actually, I probably should stop because I'm taking too much of your time.
For me, you mean your dark venous blood is turning lighter and lighter. It may be because you have been taking more fluids, you're more hydrated. That's why your blood is a bit lighter compared to your first time. It's darker. Yeah, that's all I can explain from the Western view with evidence base.
Okay, all right. Got it. Thank you. Thank you. That is enough from me.
Yes, rancor is.
Now, if you explain from the engineering point of view, the lube oil running a certain time, it will turn dark. And then when you put in more fresh oil, it becomes lighter. You know what I mean? I'm making a joke.
Sorry, taking us a long time to get it.
And Kim Ying, may I ask,
yes.
what is your opinion in this vomiting?
Induced vomiting.
Yes.
Huh?
I don't think
a lot of ladies straight after they have their lunch or breakfast, then they go to vomit the food to keep them slim, but they still enjoy the time of eating with friends, making fun. But afterward, they go to do quite a number of friends of mine. They doing it, but I don't think it's healthy.
it is not healthy. There's a medical terms that we call anorexia. It's a psychiatric illness.
Bulimic.
It's actually not healthy. Psychiatrically, mentally it's not healthy. Because they want to enjoy the session with friends, but they don't. They have a inferiority of their physical being. There's they have the term. We have the term called anorexia. It's a psychiatric illness. It's certainly not healthy, lah. But you can introduce them to me. I can help them personally.
Start with rancor. King Ying, there's a question from Jane Ting. She asks, what food to consume to reduce fat?
you need to choose the less fat food. For example, avocado has content fat, but it's a healthy fat. Then you know the galang, I don't know what it's called in English.
Bye-bye.
Dabai is also content fat. Durian also content fat. Then yeah, these things you have to consume in lesser amount. Olive.
How do you get rid of or reduce visceral fat?
From the 3 things that I mentioned: diet, exercise, and me. Find me, I will help you. But to measure the visceral fat accurately, you need the machine to help you measure. Because by looking through our eyes, right, we can't see whether how much of visceral fat do you have. For example, a slim lady may have a very high visceral fat. You never know. You never know. Genty maybe can Google less fat food. Then they'll come out with this less fat food.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you.
Is there any food that, as in already fat lah? Is there any food that we can eat that actually can straight away reduce the fat that we already retained in our spare tire?
No.
Asam.
Right. Another question from me. I noticed that because from the way our lifestyle, there is chances of like liver fat, right? So how to properly deal with liver fat? Would like to hear from you. Thank you.
Liver fat, it comes when you have high cholesterol in your bloodstream. So slowly it go to your liver, and then the fat deposit in your liver when you didn't use the fat. So how you want to prevent it from happening is you have to increase your body metabolism. I mean, normalize it. Don't get into alcohol by, like what I said, from your diet, exercise, and then high protein. You need to have protein. Don't forget protein. Protein is very good to build up your muscle. When you build up your muscle, you will have burning. You burn your fat. When you have body muscle, you burn your fat. Means after you're taking the protein, you have to move around, do house chores, or go window shopping. Also can. You are basically looking around. You are basically doing something rather than just sitting on the couch, eating popcorn, watching TV. Yeah. So basically, you just move around. Then your muscle will build up. You burn your calorie. You burn your fat also. Because if you need the calorie, the fat will change into energy in your body. So if you didn't use the energy, it will deposit become a liver and become a fat inside your internal organ or outside your body, can be seen under the skin. So if you have a lot of friends that have tried many methods, there are actually many methods out there: intermittent fasting lah, keto diet lah, whatever you name it. Yeah, like anorexia just now. A lot of people have used it, but those are how to say? It's not like didn't let you maintain. It's unable to maintain. Like if you one day you suddenly eat a lot, then suddenly you get fat. Then it's very hard for you to reduce back to turn back to normal already. So we have to prevent that from happening. So just a simple step, but for everyone it's quite difficult to do because it looks simple, but because of the delicious food, it's very tempting for you to eat more and more. It's very tempting because it's too delicious. And after too delicious, then people get too full, then sleepy, very lazy to move around. That's human nature, I would say, human nature. So we have to defeat the laziness. We must have the desire to overhaul our health.
Thank you.
Okay, one more last question. Anyone before we? Anyone? One more last question. Yes, Marinda.
Is durian good for you?
Durian not good. Because it contains a lot of fat. Yeah, but I also like durian.
Brenda, you shouldn't be asking. You have perished a lot of durian lover dreams.
Hey, you should see my TCM doctor because he said you can have a durian fast. That's all you eat. It will be good for you. He will tell you why. I can't remember exactly what, but he will tell you. And he's very good. He has a lot of patience. Very effective. So, Shalina, next time you come and visit my TCM doctor and he will prescribe durian fast. Only eat durian, nothing else. Okay. And you go to
Right.
Medan.
So,
Then you-
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Kim Ying a round of applause for a very informative session with her. Her very, we say, her great knowledge on all our questions that she can answer us. Thank you, Kim Ying. Round of applause to Kim Ying. And now we move on to evaluation on Raniel Wong Yong's speech presentation. Anyone would like to just give a feed? If not, then we will.
Halina.
Yes, Halina.
So much for the presentation. I think your personal story was very touching that you mentioned at the end. When you said that you notice about picture, I think it's a very important message because sometimes people don't realize about their health. And I don't mind if you would mention that story in the beginning of your presentation so that you can hook the people on and you are the proof that it is possible to make a turnaround. Yeah. So I think that personal story is actually very, very important and should be more in the beginning or before the body of your presentation. And secondly, I was quite scared by the picture of I think it was the heart or the liver, it was wrapped into fat, the visceral fat. And, it's okay to play on people's fear. I mean, why not? So I think those two elements, you could kind of play a bit with that, especially because your 3 tips is about how to reduce visceral fat, if I'm not mistaken. So, well, that is my opinion. I think you have a great content. Just play around a bit about when you're going to mention it. And yeah, I think also about play a little bit with people's emotions so that they can understand how dangerous it is if they do not follow your advice. So, thank you very much, and back to you, Suchet.
Thanks. Thank you, Lina. Thank you. Right. Anyone else? Anyone would like to give their feedback?
I'm going to quickly share about how I enjoy Renko's speech. Renko, your speech, I was more watching you over the body, using effective body language, how you use the non-verbal aspect of it. Now, to begin with, I never know you are such a humorous person. And somehow you just jump out suddenly from the box. It's like, is this the Renko I know? And it was really amazing to see how you deliver your speech. It sounds so humorous, so entertaining, and yet you actually compose a very important message, the vital importance of communication. And you tap into the the movement of communication, the style of communication from where we were at our time, how you actually so daring to propose to your wife without even her knowing, and just give her the option. There is only yes or no, where she could not be responsive to such a question at the point in time. And it's like, marry me unless you have other option. I was like, is that you, Renko? But actually, what you actually tap into is saying, actually, a lot of time we are doing things like this to other people. Subconsciously, we're actually doing it. Think about our spouses, think about our children. We do that all the time, but we don't actually realize what we are doing. And you also tap into the millennials, how they actually communicate with people. How do I know what you say, BRB? And you explain that. How would I know you have your hair bow, a cap bow your head? I have no idea about those things, but you actually brought it out, how the young generation communicate and how we will have to move with them in order to be at their level of interaction. And these are the things that we don't do as well. It is quite awakening for me as well, personally, when I listen to your speech, because as much as love watching you entertaining me, I was really reflecting on what I am doing to my children as well. So it's a great message from my perspective, and I thank you for that, Renko. You did your job, you delivered the purpose of your speech, and I got your message. Thank you.
Thank you, Shalina. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else?
Miranda, we
Yes,
are
Miranda.
still on recording, Miranda.
Huh? Sorry?
We're still on recording.
Right. Are we turning it off?
Center stage.
Okay.